Hey, so this is Breath of the Wild. This is the Travelers Challenge, and I'll explain more. But there's some weird rulings because this is like a random challenge that was from YouTube of all places. But yeah, so I can eat food before the run officially starts and like set up a little, and timing starts when I jump off this tower. So basically, the main rule is you gotta tag every tower without using major glitches and without using like the quick travel function in the game. Otherwise, it kind of defeats the point of the challenge, at least with yeah. But I'll get started in 3, 2, 1, and go. So the Travelers Challenge came about when a random YouTube comment on a channel called The Basement popped up, and they decided to go by the rulings of this challenge, which is just don't do quick travels, just and don't use any major glitches, and tag every tower except the one you start on. Hence why the return to Akala Tower is a donation incentive. But yeah, it's a pretty interesting experience from when I picked it up. I noticed it on another YouTube channel, and I was like, called Mr. A Game. I was like, hey, let's just like give this a shot when I saw it. So it was pretty fun to just pick it up and just play Breath of the Wild without doing any of the difficult, well, it might not be difficult, but like glitches that might be a bit daunting to get into the game with.
Basically, Aeon looked for any excuse to turn Breath of the Wild into Mario Kart, so...
I don't know about that. No, but Breath of the Wild is a wonderful game, so yeah, absolutely. And also the sequel as well, Tears of the Kingdom. So just going to do a little bit of sprinting here. I'm going to use a lot of Rivali Scale. This helps you get more vertical movement, and especially when I'm going up to Elden Tower, it's like, kind of hard to scale things up, things vertically unless you are climbing or using Rivali.
Notably, this is a New Game Plus file, so we have access to all of the champions' abilities. The most notable one is, of course, as Aeon just pointed out, Rivali Scale, being able to just scale big areas. Turns out pretty good in a game that does not have a lot of other good vertical movement assets.
Yeah, also I'm doing whistle sprinting. You're allowed to do whistle sprinting because it's not considered a major glitch for, like, being able to go around the world.
Yeah, so whistle sprinting, if you've never seen it, basically all you're doing is as you're running, you're whistling, and what's the cancel for whistle sprinting? There's like a...
It's like, you hold B and you like mash the down on the D-pad, which is a bit awkward,
Yeah, you hold run and then you mash the whistle button. And basically, like, Link starts to whistle and then doesn't actually whistle, but it allows you to kind of run without actually burning any stamina gauge.
Yeah, and that's pretty nice.
I think it's a little slower than just normal sprinting sometimes, but like it's pretty comparable, and not, obviously not having the recharge time in your stamina gauge is pretty darn nice.
Yeah, and also not having to like wait for the bike to show up. So I have the Master Cycle here, which makes like traversing a lot easier. I can do wheelies on it, which is also pretty fun. I'll try to pop as many wheelies as I can. And I am going to ignore people because we're just trying to travel the world as fast as we can and trying to tag every tower. So up here is the, goodness gracious. I know it's near, it's Linero? Yeah, it's the Linero Tower. So sometimes it rains, and rain is like kind of the bane of when you're playing either Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. Oh. Well, I didn't bounce off my bike properly. But yeah, the bike can just easily disperse if you hit like a wall. Even if you just nudge it, like sometimes it just disappears. But yeah, the rain makes at least doing vertical movement a bit challenging because you just constantly slip down, even if you try to do like one of those big leaps and jumps across the wall.
Yeah, it's kind of one of the most infamous things in this game casually. It just kind of ruins one of the most fun parts of it, which is just kind of climbing and exploring, and then Rain says, yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah, I think Tears of the Kingdom does have like some equipment that like makes it less annoying.
Yeah, there's like equipment, food, and electricity, I'm pretty sure that'll allow you to
yeah.
stick in the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually like the two biggest complaints you see with this game are like, oh, weapons break, and rain sucks.
Yes, that's the second tower attack.
So tagging a tower, by the way, all you do is touch it, or do you have to actually jump onto it technically?
You can touch it, or you can grab onto it just to make it clear that you have touched the tower. So I'm just gonna make sure I make sure I grab onto the tower to make it clear. But yeah, so I take advantage of these long sections to have Rivali's Gale charge up. There's only like 3 uses of it before it actually needs to charge back up again. But because I've done the DLC, it's going to be like really fast. The charge is like only 3 minutes in comparison to the 10 minutes you have to wait. So I can actually like almost freely use it, almost. But there has been like some difficulties where like I'm not gonna like, you know, be able to use it in some cases, or I have to like keep it in mind. The other abilities don't matter too much. Mifa might save me if I end up taking too much damage, but otherwise, yeah, it's mostly we're going to use Rivali's Gale. But yeah, so when I picked up this like little challenge thing and tried to optimize it a little bit more, I basically did my best to like make sure my certain things were going to be like at the right timings, like the Rivali's Gale, and also the fuel system on the bike. So this does run on some sort of petrol or gas. And yeah, you have to like keep in mind. Yeah, you have to keep in mind that of your of how much fuel you have, which is also a big, which is also pretty fun routing in this.
Wait, the bike can jump?
Yeah, it can. Yeah, there's a 0 jump.
Okay.
Yeah, it actually helps you get over obstacles like this area here. So this area here, I'm going to the it's not Eldon, it's like around the military camp tower, and it actually helps you kind of traverse areas that would be hard. Okay, there might be explosives here. Okay, cool. Then you can set them off, although it is funny when you do set them off, or you just light them off. Might be able to get up this tower. Wow, that's like the smoothest I've had for a while. Oh, maybe not. Spoke too soon. So here I'm going to purposely try to tag the tower and then drop into the mud on purpose, and hopefully he just sinks right away. Nice. Yeah, sometimes he just like stays in the mud for a little bit, and then I just go back here, and actually is like much faster than just trying to navigate your way back. So we do take some hearts of damage in order to make things faster.
Well, he's got about 30 hearts or whatever. He's fine.
Yeah. Obviously for this run, I've like fully upgraded my stamina. And I don't need full hearts. But having like almost max hearts is pretty nice. But yeah, speaking of refilling, this is where our first refill will happen. So I mainly use the springs because they fuel up the most for the bike. Okay, there we go. It's a bit finicky, like trying to stand next to the bike and trying to refill it. But yeah, so just gotta like stand right next to it and then like refill it. So this run doesn't come without any, like, this run does come with some sort of danger, as I'll be going past a bunch of Guardians, the robot ones too. Get shot at a lot. It's not too bad to dodge them on the bike, but sometimes the bike can, like, yeah, sometimes they can track your movement like that.
So those are the blue shells, right? You're first place right now?
Yeah, I guess the game, if it has to load like that, yes, probably. Yeah, so sometimes, like, even if I'm, like, on a bike and not going, like, traveling, like, full speed, even without wind on speed, it just, some game just has trouble loading.
Yeah, you'll see that sometimes in, like, full speed game speedruns as well. When people do the Tau Pai Pai thing of, like, launching and stuff, you'll see them, like, fly across the land and the game will, like, just pause to load the next area a little bit. Normally the game has a pretty seamless overworld, but we're going to be going through it so quickly that it has to take a second here and there to load on occasion.
Yeah. I had to dodge children now. There we go. Oop. It's fine. I'll just... Hold on. Okay, we're fine.
This is fine. Nothing's wrong.
Yeah, so the next tower is Hyrule Tower. It's kind of right in the middle of the field, and you have to, like, dodge a lot of guardians.
There's a Korok there.
I'm not collecting that. Yeah. So we will be going up to the Gerudo Highlands later on, but that's not our first priority. We'll be just be going in order, so, well, in order-ish.
I just want to point out how cruel it is that this is the closest tower to the Great Plateau. So you finish doing it, you see the first tower, you go here, and then it's like, oh god, why? As soon as you find out, like, all these, like, guardians are around it. It's, that was a very mean decision that the devs decided to make.
Yeah, I think also they made the towers just a lot easier to, like, activate in Tears of the Kingdom. So this is like, yeah, it's like having not played Breath of the Wild for a while and then going back to this, you go like, wow, this was, yeah, harder than I remember. With all these obstacles. Yeah, so they can, like, fire from, like, a good, like, 100 meters away-ish? It's actually pretty far, yeah. It's still raining, which is going to be a bit bothersome in the next area, but we'll be alright. So, yeah. Yeah, so as we're going to the next tower, do you have any messages?
In fact, I do. I would just like to remind everyone that we are AusSpeedruns and we are raising money to help out early cancer researchers to basically help rid the world of cancer and just put a little bit of good back into the world. So if you'd like to donate, please head on over to donate.ausspeedruns.com. We do have a number of incentives. We do still have some incentives related to the Zelda block as well. So if you would like to donate towards one of those incentives, make sure you do pop it in the comments on your donation, and we'll be able to put it towards the incentive of your choosing. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so we're about to go to this tower here. This is kind of infamous for being... About that. Being having terrible weather, so you had to deal with like thunderstorming weather, which is pretty bad because you get because if you're wearing any sort of metal like swords, shields, and all that sort of stuff, or even like armor, you get like struck by lightning. Luckily, that was pretty easy thanks to Rivali's Gale, but it can get pretty bad, especially if you're in the water for too long. And at the moment, my weather is saying like, oh, there's going to be like thunderstorms coming, so I better get out of this area pretty fast. We're going to do a full refill here, and we're going to move on. So it's pretty close that stormy weather is approaching, so I may have to equip maybe the Thunder Helm for safety.
So normally, what are you wearing right now?
Yeah, I should have mentioned that. So I'm wearing like climbing gear, which helps you helps reduce stamina while climbing. So reduce stamina use while climbing, so I can climb for longer periods of time and also have more leaps as well whenever I do climb. It's amazing how I'm able to like hit the one singular tree like standing in the middle of the field.
That tree wasn't there before. It's okay. It just popped out of nowhere.
So I'm trying to go to this area here. There's going to be like a talus spawn here, but I'm just gonna ignore it and try to leap towards the platform at the other side. And hopefully I can manage to jump, like do a decent jump here. I might have trouble climbing this because it's raining.
I'd say that might be the worst possible spot for it to be raining.
Yeah. I have to try to navigate this. I do have like backup food just in case like my stamina runs out.
Yeah, you see the slipping, and usually every time you jump when it's raining, you do slip just like that. So, and that looks like the end of the rain, which is good.
Yeah, I just need it. Do have backup food. Where is it? There we go. Nice. So, in this area, this is why I wear the fire sword in order to not lose as much HP, but I also have to get through the ice around the tower. So there's like going to be these big old like icy pillars around the tower. They're not that big, but they're still big enough where I can't physically jump over them even with the bike. So I need to either set them on fire or use fire arrows. So having the sword on my back melts the ice, as well as additionally using the fire arrows if I can get up. There we go. Nice. And turn around.
You know, it's funny, just before we got here, I was about to ask why you had the fire sword equipped as opposed to just anything else, but that makes sense.
Yeah, it just makes it easier to just go through, like, you know, this whole area in general.
That house wasn't there earlier either.
Sure. Yeah, I still have a spare Rivali scale left, which is actually really nice. I've been struggling to keep that actually, so I can actually get through this area a little bit faster than usual. So there's going to be like a climbing section upcoming because it's the fastest way to get to the next tower, and I'll be able to recover I'll be able to use Rivali provided I don't get hit by rocks. I've been hit by rocks in this area before, and it's yeah. Because it's so easy to just fall off your bike. Just go up here, just use Rivalis. Haven't been able to do that in practice lately, so that's actually pretty nice to get that Rivali there. Oh. Sometimes the bike just doesn't want to appear. So the next tower is Tabanfa Tower, and Tabanfa Tower is another one of those towers that can be pretty hard to scale. There's like really high-ranking enemies, and also there's a lot of malice around the tower, and you have to kind of navigate the both the malice and the enemies in order to make it up there. Now it's kind of an easy way to make it up there, and I think even your horse can traverse it. Although I haven't done like full testing on it yet, but this this area up here you can just like easily traverse with either a horse or a bike. I should mention some of the bike controls too can be difficult because the bike only moves when you're facing like when your camera is facing the facing forward. So it makes like turning a little bit of jank, for lack of a better term. And because I don't have any rivalis, I just have to kind of traverse this. That's okay. And the wind's not gonna stop me here. I will be taking a little bit of damage here, but that's okay. So that's like a pretty easy tag, all things considered.
Rivali's gale is now ready.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't need to refill the bike right now. Oh, there's a gig plan. Yes, unfortunately, some of the animals do get in the way, so I would try to avoid them, but sometimes they do, unfortunately, get in the way.
Yeah, I think it's not a time loss. We're just playing our Super Metroid arc.
I might want to refuel here because oh, wait a minute, there's a bunch of enemies here. Yeah, because it's night. Yeah, sometimes the timing of when you like travel to certain areas is like, oh, enemies just spawn here and all sorts of things. So I'm just going to just immediately get on my bike and avoid that dude.
It's funny, I'm so used to Tears with Tulin that like flying without him is so strange now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you don't have horizontal movement, like, yeah, to speed you up, unlike Tears of the Kingdom. But yeah, so we're gonna go to the Gerudo Wasteland slash also the Gerudo Desert. Both towers, desert towers, are in the Gerudo Desert. So I'm gonna quickly go up here. Trying to think of, I think this is safe to refill, although my bike might just fall back and, okay, good. This is probably the safest place to refill, yeah. I was worried about the bike going back, because if it even moves, like, just a slight bit, it makes it just hard to refuel.
Works kind of like the pots for cooking, it looks like.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Just with a moving pot for...
Yeah, the bike is like subject to like some physics, yeah, even when it's not moving. Just trying to, don't think a wheelie is possible here. I was trying to like pop one. I was just like, no, that's not going to happen.
I do like the implication that the ancient Sheik had not only built a bike, but they were so concerned with the aesthetics, they put a tail on it to make it look like a horse.
Aeon, would now be a good time for a quick question?
Yeah, sure.
Now, this is just a personal question from me. Coming from someone who doesn't know this run very well, what are like our key objectives, I guess, in this run?
Just tag towers. Just
tag
like,
towers.
Yeah, just grab towers, yeah. In case people have come in late, yeah. Just make sure you tag towers. Yeah.
Yep, hit it, touch every tower at least one time without using the quick travel function.
Okay, yeah.
Or major glitches, yeah.
Okay, cool. So roughly then, because your incentive obviously is still active at the moment, how far off is the cutoff of dueling peaks?
Oh, that's like only a fewish towers away, probably
Okay.
like 3 or 4
Alright.
ish towers. Yeah, maybe 5. It's like the second last tower.
Okay, no worries. Just let me know when that comes up and I will let you know. We are about 22% of the way there, so if you do want to see Aeon do the incentive, which is going back to Akola Tower, make sure to get your donations in for that incentive as well.
Yeah, there's a reason why I start Akala, and that's like the most deadly tower to climb. So, yeah. I think another legit science spot would be maybe Eldon or Lineru, but other than that, like I don't think this.
Yeah, you kind of have to like decide between like there's also like some of them are going to be higher. That could be like another reason to pick a tower to start at. But yeah, the ground rules for the challenge are pretty much start at any tower, touch every other tower, and then you don't have to return to the starting point normally outside of the incentive that Aeon has open for the marathon.
Yeah, I still got my food active, so getting like the hasty greens for food requires getting like dragon scales and mixing them with a recipe that I've done so long ago that yeah, I know it involves dragon scales and some speed stuff yeah. It's been a while since I had to craft a recipe, but yeah. It's useful for the on-ground stuff. I think I have to use... Oh, I don't have to use Rivali's here.
Once again, Yoshiing the bike into the abyss while we go climb. And once again, doing the whistle running so not have to worry about stamina, because we need all the stamina we can get for this climb right here.
Yeah, sometimes I have a Rivali's here, but in this case I didn't. That's okay. So this little jump here to the Gerudo Tower can be a bit intimidating. Ah! Need to do a runner. This is not easy. In fact, this wasn't discovered by me. This was discovered by one of the other runners at the basement. Ah, didn't tag it. Going to try again. But yeah. If you get enough speed and if you jump at the right time, you're able to easily take this tower. There we go.
And voiding out so we don't have to get back away from it.
Yeah, even though the trip is not too long, which is nice. And I had to get my sound recharge and go to the Plateau Tower. So the Plateau Tower is kind of farish away. Again, can't use like major glitches to speed this up as part of the challenge rules. So it's got to like sail to the Plateau Tower. But this is a really good spot for Rivali's to like completely, regenerate up.
Would it also be a good spot to mention a quick donation while
sure,
we're
absolutely
hanging in the air?
Yeah.
Awesome. So we have $15 from Tim Trollgasm, who says, put this towards the Breath of the Wild incentive. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Rivali's Gale is now ready.
I'm gonna make it. Yeah, so this is. So I have extra stamina wheels just in case my stamina runs out, and obviously for this section you use a lot of stamina. So I'm gonna try to conserve it as much as I can without falling down.
I'm not sure they ever intended you to actually climb back up to the Great Plateau rather than just teleport there. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Might not need the extra stamina. But I am pretty low. Caught on that? It's fine. Sometimes I do get caught on that. Refuel here. I almost have to eat my other hasty green food as well because that timer on that is running out. Trying to pick a good spot to refill my bike because I've had issues. Might be after the I hit the tower.
So for anybody like you that hasn't unlocked the bike, the fuel gauge is the one that's just above all the other gauges. It's not normally there, right?
Yeah.
So you got about half fuel?
Yeah, around half. And I'm trying to get over this because that was supposed to be a shortcut, but they ended up being slowed and actually taking the long way, so.
That tree wasn't there before.
And the problem is when you try to like load in your bike, sometimes it runs on the same like loading system as the game, so it just may take longer than usual to load in. But I'm surprised I wasn't attacked there.
Yeah. The Switch was having a little bit of issues there. It's framing a little bit.
Yeah, this probably doesn't help. This is also like a launch Switch as well, so on top of that. Bike's fine.
All right, where to next?
We're going to the, I call it the bridge tower. It's just across the long Twilight Princess bridge. Gonna refuel food and then refill the bike here.
Yeah, Elden Bridge, I believe it is.
Yeah, Elden Bridge, yeah. It's not as spooky as in Tears of the Kingdom because there are no Gleeloks in this game.
I need to actually go kill one of those in Tears of the Kingdom. I still haven't actually done that.
Oh, they're pretty fun to kill once you figure them out, yeah. Pretty difficult boss monsters too if you don't know how to beat them quickly. But very fun.
Speaking of Tears, have you ever actually done this in Tears yet, or is it something that...
I haven't done this in Tears, but it'll be probably be a bit different because there's...
That wouldn't be Mario Kart, it would be Equestrian instead.
It'll be using the horse, yeah. I would like to do this like using the horse one day and like without like any sort of DLC stuff. But that'll be pretty interesting to route. But it would take a bit longer to just tag like all the towers and all that. But maybe one day. So here we're just going to mainly be running on foot. Nope, I don't want to bike here. Wow. That dude has amazing aim.
Yeah, he is out for blood.
Yes, especially today. Oh, run over here.
You missed the chest.
I might get shot at by several things here. I think there was one time I tried to refuel here and I was getting shot at constantly by fire arrows, and then I couldn't like fuel up because I was set on fire constantly. I think one of the most funniest things in practice though was I was trying to get on the bike, but there was like electric heat around me and I didn't have any electric immunity. So it made it, I just struggled to get on the bike. But yeah, this should be like the third last tower I'm going to. Yeah, this is going to be Ferron Tower. It's like one of the ones in like in the jungle-ish areas of the world. And surprisingly, they kind of foreshadowed a little bit of stuff from Tears of the Kingdom around this area as well. There's like a location that hints the Zonai, so that's really cool. Oh, is it thunderstorming? That's really bad. I might get electrocuted here.
This is fine.
Yeah. Where's the helmet? Where is it? There we go.
So the Thunder Helmet obviously is from the Gerudo. You have to do a bunch of side quests to get access to it, but it does protect you from thunderstorms, which is nice.
I'm gonna have to do this. So this is like one of those situations where using Rivali's might not be the best here because there is like extra rain and all that. I'm surprised I got here before thunderstormy weather. But yeah, this is like the tower I hit before. How did that not hit me? This is the tower I hit before Dueling Peaks. Dueling Peaks is like, you do some really fun BMXing here. I'm gonna have to do this. And I'm gonna have to go on a really thin path that's, yeah, over here. It's a bit hard to spot, but when you see it, you're like, oh, okay. So yeah, this is very easy to fall off, especially with how the camera controls the bike. And it's like a lot easier to actually just let go of the A button when you're trying to go around these corners instead of like braking. Yeah, that's like the hard part, traversal. So I'm gonna hit Dueling Peaks in like probably a minute and a half, maybe a minute. Gonna avoid these laser shots from these Guardians. Oh no! Might be a bit longer than a minute and a half.
Ganon put a banana peel there. It's all right.
Rivali's Gale is now ready.
So how did you decide on the order of which towers you go to?
So I feel like, well, Akala is definitely one I want to avoid climbing up. So I went from there and yeah, decided to go from the top corner of the map to the top left, and then yeah, just do it in like a certain, just do everything in that order, and it's just pretty simple from there. Okay, he's gonna touch Dueling Peaks. I'm gonna tag tower just to make sure that people go like, oh hey. But yeah, Where's my mechanical parts? Oh no. You see all my really cool stuff here? There we go. I still need to refuel my bike because I definitely won't make it to... Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so if you're like too far away from the bike, you can just dump your stuff there. And yeah, you just won't refill your bike. You're just going to leave it there, like sitting there pitifully.
So Aeon, sorry to jump in. Just to confirm, since that was dueling peaks, does that mean we are at the cutoff point?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, pretty much we'll make it in like 2 minutes, I think.
Okay, so
And yeah.
yeah, so then that means that that incentive will close. We did get some of the way, so thank you everyone for your donations. But yeah, that incentive will close up now. Thank you.
I just wanted to do that for fun. There's still like a silver enemy there, so probably will pursue me. But yeah, that's the final tower there. So it's kind of, for the ruling, it's kind of a little bit weird we don't close the loop, but I personally find it okay because, yeah, the journey back to Akala is a bit long, so it's actually quite nice that like the run ends like that on that tower. So the head. Oh.
Actually, I wasn't there before.
The Tano Tower is pretty straightforward to get to. There are some vines that, or thorns that will prevent you from getting up there. I'll try to like swag it out though. Yeah, so time will be when I touch the Hateno Tower up there, so it should be within a minute. Provided I'm not silly.
Setting the vines on fire so we don't have to worry about them.
Yeah, nice, got the swag stuff. And time. But yeah, that's Breath of the Wild Travelers Challenge. This is like a pretty fun run to do when, yeah, definitely when the glitches in Breath of the Wild, especially speedrun, might be a bit daunting, and it's a good place to start out and like dip your feet into the water. I'd like to thank my husband, Gulo, too, for being my co-commentator and being here with me. And yeah, definitely donate towards this wonderful cause. Yeah, we want to make sure this generation's the last to die from cancer. My father currently has cancer and he's undergoing treatment. Luckily, it was detected early. Probably thanks to, yeah, donations towards this to, yeah, just to make sure that cancer can be detected early. So, yeah, thanks for watching, everyone, and yeah, good luck for the rest of the runners, and hope you all enjoyed the marathon.
Thank you so much, Aeon, for your wonderful run. That was so lovely and cruisy, and so interesting to see different types of categories that show up in like very popular games such as Breath of the Wild, Thank you so much, and thank you for sharing your story with us as well. We will have another run coming up shortly, so please hang tight while we get prepared for that, and we will see you shortly. Hello again. Now, I would like to mention that we do have a $500 donation match from Kenora that came in earlier that says, "Where one ends, another begins. Let's go." This is a little bit of a late one to read, but it was missed earlier, so I just wanted to make sure that that did get read out for a stream. And if you want to donate, please head on over to donate.ausspeedruns.com, as we are raising money for Game on Cancer this year for ASM2024. So as mentioned previously, we are funding early career cancer researchers working across all areas of cancer research to make this generation the last to die from cancer. So if you want to donate, make sure that you check out our website as well to see what incentives are available, because as a part of your comment, not only do we read your comment, but you can also put your donation towards one of our awesome incentives that we have coming up. And we have several for the rest of the marathon. It is the weekend, but we still have many coming your way. So do make sure to check this out as well. Head to incentives.ausspeedruns.com. I will reel off a couple of the ones that are coming up shortly. So we do have coming up soon The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past randomizer. So there are some incentives for these that will be starting up very, very soon. So if you want to get your donations in for these names, please, you need to let me know within the next couple of minutes and pop your donations in ASAP, because we are getting set up to get started for that very soon. Otherwise, we have some other incentives coming up later, such as Hollow Knight, Path of Pain, picking the ending for Silent Hill. We've also got Plate Up, Name the Restaurant, and look, I can't really say too much because I'm very biased on the name The Lumpy Pumpkin. However, we would like to see what you would like to see in our incentives, so do make sure to get those donations in before their cutoffs. The cutoff for the next incentive for The Legend of Zelda will be finishing shortly, so do get those donations in soon. Thank you very much, and hold tight, we'll be ready shortly. All right, and well, luckily we have a little bit of extra time here, so we do have an extra run coming up. We have Sten with The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past Master Sword category, so take it away, Sten.